welcome to Liz at Home. Today this is going to be a fairly quick video and a very beginnery one about art journaling and priming your page. I've spoken when I've shown you some art journal pages. I had some questions both on Facebook and privately, and I think on YouTube, on the channel as well. I can't really remember, but quite a number of people said that they were kind of really excited that I'm doing such beginnering, that's not even a word, but beginner level art journaling things, because they'd like to start and they don't even know where to begin, and they don't know what is meant by priming a page, so, and what is the best book to use, etc. Well, there are lots and lots and lots of art journal books available, but really and truly, if you're just starting out, I would recommend that you choose any book. So what I've done to start with, my first efforts, I received in, I think it was a scrawler box or a palette for packs or something. I received a sketchbook. It had a black cover, and I decided, okay, I'm going to try and learn to draw, because I can't draw at all. So I started it like that, and then I started playing, and I'm going to show you. I mean, this stuff is really, it's very, very kind of kindergarten level art. But I started just playing, and I did little things. I stuck on sweetie papers and things. I started playing with the various media, like matte medium and gel and gesso and things. I've practiced patterns. I'm just going to quickly, I mean, these things are, I stuck in paper, and I did like journaling and stuff along there, made little tags, which I'll possibly do some more of in this book. I just hid away journal things. I mean, that's a complete mess. The colors don't go, but I was practicing and playing with stamping. I played with using some decoupage glue and trying to stick on a serviette. I stuck in things. I tried then now to try and do some art journaling and just trying stuff. So when this was a page that this page with the eye that quite a lot of people liked, and behind it is a page with a dancer that came from a sheet music page. So basically I've just been playing, and it's just a sketchbook, and so I want to just get to some of the plain paper. So it's probably, if you listen to that, it's probably about 100 and probably about 80 GSM, maybe a bit more, but it's a pencil kind of a paper. So it's not really meant for wet media. It would pill without being treated first. So the other thing I then decided is I had bought, it's funny, you know how you want things and then you change as time goes by, and I wanted this book so badly, color therapy coloring book, but I colored one picture in it years ago there, just like a patterned picture, and the whole style of the pages and everything is not my style at all anymore. It's kind of, I mean, that's pretty, that's already done though in the book, and the colors are already there. So I decided, it was quite an expensive book. It cost me about just under 300 Rand, and I thought, well, I'm going to actually, so I used this as an art journal, but then I wanted a bigger one. I've bought a Dina Wakley small art journal with expensive pages, paper, It's beautiful. I'm actually a bit too scared to even start in it yet. It's a small sort of 6x6 square one. But I wanted to try slightly bigger pages, and I thought as practice I'm still just going to use anything. So I decided, okay, I'm going to use this. And because in art journaling one often, like here's a page, the pages get thick because these are stuck together, but you stick heavy things on them and texture, like on this page I did the other day, texture paste, and on other pages I'll do some collaging. There was, I don't think I actually collaged on this one, but I will do some collaging on some of the pages as well. So one needs to prepare the paper. So I'm going to show you how I prepare the paper. So in this particular book, I'm eventually going to, I don't like that bright yellow, stick that together and stick that together. I've torn out lots. Then I will probably journal on top of these two. So I'm going to prepare one of these. And how you prepare a page is with something called Gesso. And you can either use Gesso or you can use watercolor, what's it called? Watercolor ground. So I'm going to prepare one page in this book and one page in my smaller book, because then once you've used that, the stuff needs to dry. And I have two different kinds of gesso. I have this is called Dala acrylic gesso, and it's in white. And then I have clear gesso. You get black gesso and you get white gesso that's more white than this. And then I have this Daniel Smith transparent watercolor ground. All of those serve the same purpose as gesso, which is basically sealing the page. So I'm first going to do, there's not much left in this one, so I think I'll use that. Well, let me do a bit of it on here and then I'll just finish it with the Dala one. So basically you can spoon it out into a palette, or you can use like a piece of plastic or something. I've got a palette knife. I actually found these, I bought them ages ago. And you basically smear it on. You can thin it down if you want to. It does tend to mess your brushes up, so if you're going to use a brush, I wet the brush just a little bit first. There's my towel. I just want to then dab onto the towel and sort of dry it, and then just spread it. That's going to thin it down a little bit. And I'm going to use the brush in here because the palette knife won't get in quite so far. So this now is a clear gesso, and it leaves so that you can see everything underneath, which is not really what I want. I want to cover up what's underneath, but what I can do with that then is, once this is dried, I will collage on top of it. And collaging is taking other pieces of paper and sort of gluing them down on top of your page, and then you can paint after that. This is always step one of any mixed media page, I reckon, because it prepares the paper to accept all sorts of wet media. So I'm smoothing that down, and it's quite sticky, so it's worthwhile having a page underneath it. And it's usually a good idea, especially with a clear gesso like this. You can see it's sort of getting tacky. It's usually a good idea to let it dry and then do another layer. So this is now finished. So I'm just rinsing out that brush, and I'm going to leave this to dry. Try and put these things out of the way. And I'm going to go on to my next page. I'm going to take a page from this book. So So like in this art journal of mine, my efforts at drawing, I was quite proud of that pair. That I won't go over. I was quite proud of my feather also. Patterns, they will stay. But now, for instance, this page, I was just playing with it and just put some watercolor paint on there. I was actually trying to draw knives and forks, but I want to now go over these things and make something different with this page. So I think with this particular one I'm going to use the watercolor ground, although no, because I want to go over that. So I'm going to use this white Dala, where's my other one? Gesso. So again, I'm just going in with this great big palette knife and going over it. You can take an old credit card, sort of like that, and spread it thin. Works quite well like that. And this particular, I really like this gesso. It's smooth, this Dala acrylic gesso. It's completely different to the other one. The other one comes out sort of gritty, and so it seems not all gessos are equal. I'm quite keen to try a Liquitex gesso. I've seen a lot of the YouTubers that do art journaling seem to recommend the Liquitex gesso, and I've seen that you can order it online from a little art shop up the road from me called Art Attack. She doesn't keep it in stock though, because I went in to try and buy it and she said no, you need to order it and then she'll get it in. So now I've put this on just a bit too thick. I think I'm going to get it back off into the pot there, and I'm going to use my scraper to make it thinner. Some of the, that's quite pretty. I've got some texture on the page underneath, and it's coming out like as a resist almost, which I quite like. Going to clear that. Let me get a wet wipe. The other thing about art journaling is you need to get shares in a wet wipe. Baby wipe company, I think, because I go through these things like so much faster than with my grandson, who I actually change nappies for. But these wet wipes, my goodness me, but they really do work so well for everything. So now let me see if I can smooth it better with this one. There, that's coming nice and smooth. So I'm not like wildly fussy, as you can tell. Whoopsie. Let me clear this again. And now let me try it with this. I just splash about in the mud here with the stuff. No, none of those things are working as well as I'd like them to. I think the best is this. And there are little bits here that have not been covered by gesso. When you don't cover a bit and you then put wet media in there, it sort of blobs into it. So you do need to kind of make sure that all the paper's covered. Some people water it down a bit, and I will try that soon, because then, I don't know, I think you can just do it as it suits you. So now this is going to stick to that. So I'm going to, while it's wet, take it off there and put a dry page underneath. And once this is dried, the page will be kind of much more durable. So I'm going to get the other book again. We're back again with where we had our clear gesso. It's not quite dry yet. It feels kind of weird. I don't know how to explain. But then on this side, no, I don't want to do that there. Then, so both of these books are now busy drying, so I can't do anything else. But the Daniel Smith watercolor ground, here's a piece of just plain blank paper, is much like the others. I just need to close this gesso because they do dry out, so you need to look after them a little. But you can mix acrylic paint in with your gesso. And this watercolor ground, let me find a clean, I've got a clean brush here. You just either paint on, or again, it's much thinner, and I paint it on, let that dry, and then I would say that's going that way. Then the next layer I would paint on going that way, and that seals the paper for you to use wet media again. So I hope that's been helpful for you, and I will do next step in journaling for my next video, which will be putting some collaging on. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.